Alrighty, folks, welcome back to Anger Week. Starting off with mildly infuriating and number 19, scandium, iodine, einsteinium, nitrogen, cerium, Hey, you know what? It's science class, not English class, so whatever. I actually used to do this, though, in chemistry in middle school. I would pass notes back and forth with other people with just what the atomic number was of the elements on the periodic table, and then it would spell out what we were trying to say, and it was a fun little game. It was like, what words can you spell using the periodic table? But it had to be exact. You couldn't do this trash, or you're selective as to which you're actually using for the word. Can't just not use the S there. It's not how it works. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. Hey, it's the bad parking subreddit crossover where we've seen this happen before. I just don't understand. Why do you want this to happen? Also, it doesn't look like a car that this person is necessarily taking great care of. It's got a lot of scuffs there on the front bumper, but I guess maybe they're like, the reason why that's happened is because other people have hit me when I've parked, and it only happens in these kinds of spots when I don't take up the ones in front, and then they try to park and they hit me. Maybe I've just had really good luck where nobody has pulled too far forward in spots like this and just hit me. Yeah, maybe I've just been very lucky. That or I just parked far away from everyone because I don't want to get keyed parking like this, you dummy. When you come across people like this who have no respect for others' time. Hi, I'm at Starbucks. Sorry I won't be able to make it today. Little notice would have been nice. This is it's a very LA thing when it comes to social gatherings as well. It'll be like, hey, you still plan on coming over, just checking, making sure? And then it'll be like an hour beforehand and they committed like several days. Yeah, I'll be there. It's like, sorry, something came up. Not able to make it. I'm like, good thing I checked so I didn't end up going, because would you have told me before I was going to actually, go to the place? No, you're just going to let me go there and then sit wondering what was up. And then you would have, when I called, been like, oh, yeah, sorry, I wasn't able to make it. Right. Cool. Thanks for that. It's worse, though, when it's someone you know instead of a random stranger. That's the thing, though. You always double check before you actually drive to the place. And then if the person doesn't respond, you just say, I was waiting for your response. I'll head over now. And then you have deniability, right? You were planning on heading over. You were going to be there on time, but they didn't respond and you didn't want to waste your time. That's my policy. Some genius doesn't know that people with the exact same name exist. Hello, Blank. I just want to ask a question. Why are you using my name as your account name? Because it's my name? Excuse me, but my parents named me this, and they actually, before they named me this, they chatted with a bunch of trademark attorneys, and they needed to ensure that nobody else on the entire planet was going to have this name, and then they trademarked it. So the fact that you're using my name means you're going to have to go and change your name, get your birth certificate changed and all that, because your parents named you illegally, and you're going to be hearing from my lawyers. Sorry. But isn't that the point of the store? Due to technical difficulties, menu items with burgers are unavailable. I like how it's in quotations. Unfortunately, we can't serve burgers right now. It's menu items with burgers. If it's not 2 burgers in the cheeseburger and the patty, then you can get it. Multiple, double stack, not okay. Can't do it. I guess we're eating at King now. Burgers are no longer available. The infuriating way I have to do my laundry. Wait, don't tell me that you're... Okay. Looks fine so far. Oh. So, the reason why it's like that is because those are both meant to be on the ground. They're not meant to be stacked on top of each other. It's actually the right way they're supposed to be. Reason why is, and this is actually, someone pointed this out to me, like, oh, someone did your washer and dryer the right way, like in my house when they saw it, and I hadn't thought of it before. But you have the washer, and it opens up to the left, and then you have the dryer, and it opens up to the right. I realize this is reversed on camera. Anyway, and that's so that when you take out the clothes from the wash, which happens first, then there's no obstruction between washer to dryer, and it's intelligent. But it only works when they're next to each other. It doesn't really work when they're vertically stacked. It's not really a good way to do it. That's why most of the time stackable units are made for stacking. You don't just like take the washer and dryer and you can do it, but usually it's a large room for that. That's not a good way to do it. Someone at my office keeps pouring their coffee grounds down the toilet and leaving it like this. There's about to be a risky click. Okay. God damn it. God damn it. Why? This is more than mildly infuriating. This is disturbing. Wait. Marked not safe for work due to number of reports requesting this. It's not actually not safe for work unless nobody knows the context, but you know the context. Why would you pour your coffee grounds down the toilet instead of just in the trash? What is wrong with you, you absolute inhuman scum? Not telling you what's in an update. We added shinier bells and whistles because who doesn't like a good upgrade? Is there a way to see more? Because I guess a lot of updates to applications are just security fixes. They fix vulnerabilities that may or may not have actually been exploited. They just are things that the company internally found, oh, this could be an issue and we need to either fix the vulnerability or there's something that we can streamline so that it uses less processing. It could be cool to put that in a tagline, but they've determined, I'm sure there's a lot of testing that probably went into how should we format our update text, and they determined that it's more widely adopted if they type something in like this, as opposed to, we streamlined this particular part of the app so that it uses 0.5% less memory than it was previously, or fixed a potential security vulnerability. And people are like, I don't need that. Whereas shiny bells and whistles, it grabs people's attention. Why? What's the point? Tea, coffee. Okay. I mean, maybe what happened is it has to be absolutely pure and someone added in the wrong thing and they couldn't be bothered to switch it because it would require cleaning out the inside of the container. There's going to be some residue left over. Can't be bothered to get rid of the residue or any lingering coffee grinds. I mean, you could just pour them down the toilet, honestly. But whatever. And so they're like, it'd be easier if we just relabel them rather than, pouring them out and swapping it. These baseball fields in my city. But why? Why? I don't get this. They did it on purpose. That's so rude. Is it an afternoon sun thing? It's the only thing I can think of. Oh, that's so frustrating. The only thing I can think of is that the sun sets directly out to the upper right. And usually, are baseball games usually played in the afternoon? I don't know, maybe it's sunrise. I don't know when baseball games are played more so, but it might be a sun thing. That's all I can think of. This is so upsetting. It's the worst. Oh, God. Oh. I changed this comment, and you'll never know why it got so many likes. That's the thing is, I see this all the time on Reddit, where people will say, they'll type their original comment, and then if they want to update it, they'll edit, and they'll say edited, and they'll add their change to it. And you don't actually have to do that. You can just edit your original text. And I never know if people think that they're not allowed to change the original text, or if everyone on Reddit is just doing it as a courtesy so that people know what the original text was. And they're not just going to swap it and gaslight you and make it think it says something else, and then it ruins the context of the whole chain. I don't know. Either way, you don't actually have to hit edited. You can just edit your original thing, and you can do things like this and upset people. I mean, technically, you change the title of any video ever, and just, you'll never know why the video got so many views. You could edit the video to be, God, that would be such self-sabotage, but YouTube has the video editor. You could use the video editor, make it so your video ended up being 1 second long, and then change the title to just something completely random, and it would be a video that has like 200 million views or something, and people would be like, what happened? Why did this get 200 million views? What was it? That would, again, probably be very silly, but you could do it. My new insurance refuses to pay for meds I've been on for years. My doc gets free samples and gives them to me. This is the packaging for 15 days of pills. I'm like, it's multiple levels of mildly infuriating. It makes sense, I guess, that a sample would come in a larger thing with unnecessary packaging, right? Because they don't want to, like, if it's a pill, if they give it to you in something that's actually this big, you're gonna lose it. You would prefer to have all the pills within the same bottle, but I mean, at least your doctor is being accommodating, because it's not your doctor's fault. It's the system's fault. And so that's the true mildly infuriating part. At least you're getting it for free. People who do this are just the worst. Yeah, I grabbed this obviously perishable item from the freezer or refrigerator, but I've changed my mind after I got to the candy aisle. I was like, you know what? This nutritious protein, don't need it. Chocolate should satisfy my nutrition requirements, so I'm just gonna leave this here and grab the chocolate instead. And then somebody else will clean up after me. This person also does not re-rack their weights. 100% guaranteed. Also, though, they probably don't go to the gym because they traded their chicken for chocolate. So there's that too. Okay then. Sorry, wrong answer. You were dealing with monetary values, so you need to actually type in the second significant figure there off the decimal. It's inaccurate. You never say that I have $1,478.5. You say I have $1,478.50. So that's what's wrong there. Sorry, dude. Not gonna work. Gotta have those double sig figs after the decimal. Otherwise, how do you know that the first one's not just rounding? I was a few minutes too late on top of the Eiffel Tower. It's okay. You can just, there's a restaurant up there, right? You can just camp out for another, 23 hours and 59 minutes and you'll be fine. I mean, you're visiting Paris, I assume. So you'll have another day, unless this is your last day in Paris. Seems like an awful lot to risk, though. Like you're gonna wait until the very, very last day in Paris to get that shot of the Eiffel Tower perfectly lined up, which requires pretty impeccable timing. Can't have any delays. Nah, you got another day. You can hit it back up again. It's cool. The street layout in Paris, though, is like so satisfying. Like there's like central point roundabouts and then emanates into a bunch of roads and stuff like that. And there's no like wasted space. Someone who lives in Paris is gonna be like, what the heck are you on about? None of this is right. It's the worst system. There's so much wasted space. And I'm like, I don't know, man. This was from my very, very brief visit where I only spent a day there. Went back to Disneyland for Minecon, and otherwise just looking at Google Maps. That's all I'm trying to say. In LA, there's a lot of just space, just parking lots and stuff. There's none of that in older European cities, and it's very nice, and that's all. All right, anyway. My dad has his laptop for 4 years, and he's refusing to take the plastic protector off. God, it's so bad. Why? Okay. Like, I can understand, to a certain extent, leaving on the plastic protector for something. If it's actually, all flush and nice, it doesn't have a bunch of air bubbles, and it is like, it's almost acting like a screen protector would. And it's protecting the longevity of the thing. No. And it doesn't even look like this is going over the screen. This is just over the bezel. Is that necessary? Are you worried that you're gonna be dropping your laptop with it open and it's gonna be getting scuffed on the interior bezel? Really? Is this your main concern? The screen doesn't look to be protected. You're more worried about the outside of the bezel than the screen, and it just looks gross. Looks like you spilled liquid and it got inside of the frickin' computer edge. It's terrible. Unless is dad just doing it to bother everybody else around him? Just so he can be like, yeah, I don't know anything about technology. I'm too old for technology. I don't even know how to take off a screen protector because it's attached to a piece of technology. So instantly it means I don't know how to use it. What's this plastic thing? I don't know. I can't tell. Nothing associated with technology can be comprehended. I guess it doesn't count. Political efficacy you described as what? You said your vote counts. Answer, you are vote counts. Wait, what? What kind of thing has a free response answer that requires 100% letter for letter string input match for it to be counted as correct? That's ridiculous. Moreover, if you have to have a 100% string match for the answer to be right, how are you going to have a grammatical error on your own freaking answer key? Oh my God. You can't have automated grading on free response without at least having like some kind of leeway to where you have a certain percentage match of the string that then means, okay, their answer must have been close enough if we have this percentage of the inputs matching. You gotta be a little more flexible. Jeez, there's gotta be some algorithms out there you can license or buy as an educational institution that don't suck and have errors like this, my goodness. Fresh squeezed lemonade, the most mildly infuriating thing of the last month. You sit on a throne of lies. Fresh squeezed lemonade. Oh my God, dude. This is like I still to this day remember when I was going into the grocery store I must have been like, I don't know, 10 years old. And I was going into the grocery store with my mom, and I saw a kid and his dad go in. They grabbed a couple things of lemonade. They come back outside the grocery store, and they set up a lemonade stand. And I was like, even as a 10-year-old, and my mom was like calling it out too, not directly to them, but she was telling me like, did they just go in, they just bought some lemonade from the store and they just set up a lemonade stand outside the store? Like they're just basically they're just reselling at a markup the lemonade they just bought 50 feet away. They're really about to do that? What? Like at least I can see this happening in a restaurant. It was worse when it was just a father-son. The whole point of that is you guys make lemonade as a family, like squeeze the lemons, put some sugar in, homemade lemonade. But no, it was so disheartening. That's it. That was more mildly infuriating, I feel like, than even that. But it was before I could take video evidence on a phone, spur of the moment for social media. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've been annoyed. Make sure to like if you were annoyed. Subscribe to the channel for more. There's a playlist in the description where you can catch more mildly infuriating and other stuff. And that's where we'll leave it off. Thanks for watching. See you next time.